What is addiction? Addiction is when a person keeps using something like drug, alcohol, or gambling, even though it causes harm to their health, family, or daily life. Doctors call it a sickness because it changed the brain. The brain reward system gets used to the substance or behavior, so the person feels strong craving and has trouble stopping. At first, using drug or alcohol may seem like a choice, but over time the brain change, make it very hard to quit, even if the person wants to. This is why many scientists say addiction is a disease, but not everyone agrees. Some people believe addiction is a normal problem, meaning it comes from bad choice or weak. These views often lead to stigma, where people judge or blame those who are struggling. Research show that stigma can make recovery harder because people feel ashamed and avoid asking other people for help. On the other hand, seeing addiction as a disease can encourage compassion and medical treatment like counseling, medicine, or support group. Most experts today say addiction is both. It starts with choice, but it becomes a disease that needs treatment. Recovery is possible, but it usually takes medical care, family support, and personal effort. Addiction affects not only the person but also their loved one, causing stress, money problem, and broken trust. That is why community, school, and family all play a big role in helping people recover from addiction. Good evening. My name is Lavna Hillel. We are on a recorded live news report, and today I'm going to be talking about addiction. If it's a medical disease or a moral defect, this question affects many people, families, and a lot of people. So according to resource, the National Institute on Drug Abuse, they say that addiction, cause the brain to change and make it hard for people to stop using drug. Addiction seems as a moral weakness. A study in the Journal of Substance Treatment found that many people still think addiction is a moral problem, which is a bad thing. People believe in both. Research in the American Journal Psychoactive shows that the most people believe addiction is both a disease and matter of personal choice. Yeah, for me personally, I think that addiction is moral defect because it's a personal choice and stuff like that. You can easily get in attached, like if you, for example, if you're addicted to video games or something like that, you can try to go out more or spend less time in your phone just to not be addictive. Try to instead of spending 6 hours on your phone playing video games, you could literally go out with friends and family and stuff like that, which would cause you to not get addicted.
Yes,
Can I ask you some questions?
yes.
What's your name?
My name is Fantasy.
Okay, the first question I want to ask you is, why do you think people get addicted?
People get addicted because they need an escape from reality and their problems.
Can someone beat addiction without medical help?
Some can, but most need doctors and support group to help them.
Okay. Do you think people with addiction should be blamed?
No, because sometimes, 90% of the time, it's not their fault. They're trying to deal with the problems and they accidentally become addicted to it.
Okay. Should society treat addiction like a medical health problem?
Yes, because it's life threatening and it can become a real big problem for the person.
Okay, so the last question I want to ask you is, do you think addiction is a medical disease or a moral defect?
It's a moral defect because it gives you brain damage.
Okay, thank you for letting me interview you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Welcome back to the live news report, and today I'm here with
Shelton says,
and I'm gonna ask him some questions today. Okay, so how does addiction affect family?
addiction can affect family through, it can separate family, it can lead to conflicts between people in the family. And
Okay, so what do you think is the best way to help someone who's addicted?
try to find alternatives to the addiction, or tell them to encourage them to stop, or tell them to seek help.
Okay. Do you think school should teach about addiction?
Yes, so people can know the effects of addiction on other and how it can affect your life.
Okay, I agree. Do you think addiction is only about drug and alcohol?
Nah, it could be other things like eating, playing games, being on your phone. It could be many forms of addiction. There's many forms of addiction.
Do you think the government should, spend money on people that's addicted?
Yeah, because it would. It would help people mentally to be prepared for stuff instead of being addicted.
Okay, so the last question I'm gonna ask you is, do you think addiction is a moral disease or is a disease or a moral defect?
It's a more defect because it's like it depends on your character really. What it depends, like you can get addicted to random stuff that you shouldn't be addicted to. Like a disease, like you're being forced to be sick, but with like you're being forced to be sick when you have a disease. But when you can stop it, that's a morality thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Do you also think people can stop, addiction?
Yeah, you can go to like rehab, depending on what it is. If it's like drugs, you can go to rehab and you can stop it. If it's like I don't know, playing games, you could go outside and then take a break and walk around.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, this is gonna be the last question.
That's all good.
Do you think addiction is more common than it is today than in the past?
It's more common today, I think, because like kids these days are more, I don't know, like more out there than people back then. They're easily peer pressured to get addicted to things faster than people back then. I think.
All right, we are back live, and today I have Lily with me, and I'm gonna ask her some questions. What do you think is the best way to help someone that's addicted?
To communicate why they feel the need, but
They can hear you. You gotta speak louder.
yeah, I didn't consent to this.
You said to communicate.
To communicate, show your support that you're there for them and that you ain't going anywhere, while also putting up obvious boundaries. Because with someone who's addicted, I've seen it. They can also take advantage if you don't like show you're there, but like with obvious limitations.
Do you have any friends that's like addicted?
No, well, yeah, I have one.
You have one? What do you do to help?
Well, due to the relationship that we have, I am mostly her ear. I would sit there and listen to her vent about her situation, and it does actually help her that she'll talk to me, and some days she remains clean, sometimes she don't. We celebrate her accomplishments and don't focus on when she slips, because when she does, she's already feeling bad for slipping. I ain't gonna make it worse.
You think it can happen to anybody?
Oh yeah, it could definitely happen to anyone.
What can cause someone to be
Mental state, upbringing, it's situational depending on the person. Some people just think, oh, it is good in this moment, but then they just don't stop because like what they like it. You can get addicted to anything.
Do you think it can happen to anyone?
Yeah.
So the last question, do you think it's a medical disease or a moral defect?
Are you asking for medical disease or mental defect? Is that what you meant?
No, do you think, addiction, do you think it's a medical disease?
I feel feel like it could be a little bit of both, because once you get to a certain level in the addiction, especially depending on what you're addicted to, it can become a medical problem pretty quick.
Thank you. That's it.
I got